All right. Actually, you know what? Somebody's going to step on that if they come in. That's probably not a good idea. You guys see me? You guys all see yourselves? Just make sure you look into the camera. And
I can't see that far, but I
Gigi, just try to scoot. Just look.
up a little bit. I have no idea what's happening.
All right. Perfect.
Put my arm around you. I just felt like I was behind you. I'm kind of big back over here.
All right. So, welcome everybody. This is my platform called Vindec Eu, which in Romanian means I heal. It's focused on mental health and something that I've done all over the country now, from California to Virginia. And this year alone, we were in New York and California doing so. So before I give you the speech that this is kind of based on, I just want to go over the platform. So this platform.
We let him in?
Yep, go ahead. Thank you so much. Come on in. I know, right? I'm just gonna block out the thing. All right. This platform was born from the belief that healing isn't a luxury; it's a necessity, especially for entrepreneurs, creatives, and community leaders who are constantly expected to push forward no matter what they carry inside. Vindec Eu is more than a name. It's a declaration, Romanian for I heal. It's a space built to honor emotional journeys behind the hustle. Through live panels, real conversations, and community storytelling, we hold a space for moments most people hide, like burnout, anxiety, trauma, imposter syndrome, and explore how to build something that's meaningful without losing yourself in the process. Our mission is simple. It's to normalize mental health, struggles in entrepreneurship, and in leadership, to build a platform where resilience is celebrated, vulnerability is welcomed, and healing is a part of the hustle. Whether you're a business owner, an artist, or just someone trying to keep it all together, Vindec Eu is a reminder that you're not alone and you don't have to pretend to be. So, just a little background on me real quick, which most of you guys know me. I have built multiple brands helping people navigate addiction recovery, suicide ideation, burnout, and the emotional weight that comes from being a leader and a creator. That's why this panel exists, because I believe that healing and hustle don't have to live in the opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm here to talk about theory. I'm here to speak from existence and hold a space for yours too. So, now I'm going to read a speech. I don't have the painting with me because Lacey unfortunately couldn't make it, so I don't have all the items that I was going to have with me. But this speech is called Breaking Through, and it's based off a painting. And what's significant about the painting is one of the ladies that painted the painting, she was actually my first podcast and rape victim who I actually got to dive deep with. And she'd actually been abused 3 different times. And we went very in depth with it. And you can watch that YouTube on it. What's cool about this is a way of being vulnerable with her. So during my event last year, I raised $2,600 for breast cancer. I raised another $7,000 to hold the event. And during the event, I gave this speech and she revealed the painting. So she didn't hear the speech. She got an outline of what it should look like. I didn't see the painting. So we were able to combine it all at once to a really meaningful conversation. This speech is about how I see life. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today in a moment of reflection and revelation. As we gather today here in the quiet transition from daylight to dusk, let me take you to a place that exists in the hours where the world quiets down, the hours that beckon for introspection and revelation. In the realm of my thoughts that occupy my mind, these serene moments, imagine a gallery. This is no ordinary gallery. Here, each frame, each canvas holds not just pigments, but shapes and stories, vivid depictions of triumph, despair, and the enduring conflict between. Among these artistic narrations is one that frequently captures my attention, a compelling portrayal marked by the stark contrast of intense emotions. This piece is not merely artwork. It represents a journey, a dialogue between the past and future selves. I call it breaking through. Envision, if you will, a scene divided by a glass. One side, a figure sits involved in shades of blue, hues that speak sadness, regret, and the inertia of the comfort found with the familiar. This side of the glass represents a world where time seems suspended. The thick air, the weight of what has been, decisions made, opportunities missed, and memories that haunt rather than heal. It's a place where everything seems broken, dark, and stagnant, an echo of those times where we find ourselves dwelling too deeply on the past, but forgetting the lore of the future. On the other side of this glass stands a figure in bursts of vibrant colors and embodying energy, life, and the urgent desire to move forward. This version of myself, animated, is not merely observing, but actively challenging the barrier that separates the past from the future. With hands pressed against the glass, this figure strives to shatter the confines, with cracks slowly forming on the surface, a testament that struggle against the self-imposed limits of regret and fear. Central to this powerful scene is a clock, its hand set at 4:20. This is not just a time, but a symbol, a moment in peace and a reflection of my own life. It reminds us that time, relentless, unforgiving, marches on. If we do not seize the present, we risk being trapped in a cycle of permanent regret, forever looking back rather than stepping forward. Ladies and gentlemen, this painting is a mirror of my own life struggles and victories. It draws its roots from the time filled with turmoil and confrontation of my own mortality. A near car accident that shook my very foundation and my existence. Laying in the wreckage, I was starkly reminded by life's fragility. It forced me to contemplate legacy and the path that I was leaving. Would it merely be memories or something more profound? The moment of clarity came on its heels in darker times, marked by the specter of adolescent suicide, a time where I almost injected myself with gasoline. I was a younger kid back then, lacking purpose and vision. The car accident years later, as an entrepreneur deeply invested in my dreams, prevented a stark contrast. It wasn't just about survival. It was about working to build. It was the turning point that made me realize my own vulnerability and fleeting nature of life. The thought that haunted me, if I had left Earth that day, what would have been left behind? Would I have been merely become a ghost, or would my actions create something that's deeper? In the pursuit of what I've learned, the balance between chasing your goals and living in the presence, I've created a platform where I no longer seek approval for others. My validation comes from my work. And I'll finish. Is somebody going to come in?
It's fine.
Okay. My validation comes from the work and the impact that I make. Like the man in the arena, it's the effort, the sweat, and sometimes blood that validates the choices, not the specter's voice. The dark through the light concept in the painting represents life's narrow path and sudden burst of opportunities that seem to explode into existence. Like colors illuminating a once dark canvas, it's about realizing the pinhole we view, sometimes not the whole picture. Cracks in our foundation don't signify collapse. There are openings for new growths and new beginnings. Each day I strive to live with awareness. I take moments to appreciate the simple joys, spending time with my family, enjoying the scenery, or simply breathing deeply. Grateful for the chance to make each day count. Remembering the words of Jim Rohn, you're not going to make it out alive. It's a stark reminder that we all have an expiration date. It's what we do before then which defines us. As I foster community through my work, be it through speaking engagements, my podcast, or interactions, I emphasize the power of listening and sharing. Real change comes from real interactions, from truly engaging one another's stories and using those narratives to inspire, motivate, and heal. The measurement of my impact may not be immediate, but through the continued effort, podcasts, events, and personal interactions, I see change. It's life transformed, and the communities uplifted, and the legacy that will outlast our own voices. And so I invite you, as I close, to start making changes. It begins with a simple step, a decision, a commitment to no longer be passive observer of your life, Make a plan, set a goal, create a vision board, do whatever it takes to remind yourself daily of who you are and what you aspire to be. Ladies and gentlemen, let us inspire each other to push forward, to break the constraints, and to step into a life where every color is vivid, every moment is cherished, and every potential is realized. That's my speech. All right. So. Oh, you are? That's awesome. Okay. It's very cool. Actually, on my phone, I have.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Just give me one more second.
Take your time. Does somebody need to come in?
Business Patty.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
That's what I'll do next time with the round back sign. You know, like.
Please use other door.
All right. Well, while she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start to explain tonight and how this works. Okay. So, welcome to Vindec Eu, Healing the Hustle. I'm Stefan Walter. I created this panel because I know what it's like to build something while breaking inside. For those who, I already did that part. Before we dive deeper, wait, where are my instructions? Okay. I'm just going to follow my sheets here before I get distracted. Before we dive deeper, I want to introduce the amazing people joining me on stage. These panelists are entrepreneurs, parents, creatives, survivors, and leaders, but most importantly, they're human. They've faced real-life breakdowns behind the scenes of their business breakthroughs. Tonight, they're not here to impress you, they're here to connect with you. So first, in no particular order, we have Gigi. Gigi is a business owner and strategist who built brands on healing, what she never had growing up: peace, safety, and a voice. After and during childhood trauma and domestic violence, she began the personal healing journey that became the foundation of her life's work. Gigi teaches others how to set boundaries, find holistic solutions, and reclaim their power. And she's here tonight because she knows that what nearly broke her is her biggest source of purpose. We have Leanna. Did I say it right? Liana. Sorry, I don't want to be disrespectful. Liana Cole. Liana is a content. Sorry. Is a content creator and community connector whose past year tested every limit personally, professionally, and emotionally. From surviving a car accident and a high conflict divorce to downsizing her business and parenting 3 kids while living in an RV, she's still standing. Liana credits her survival to community, raw truth, and daily choices to keep what's going when she didn't want to. She's here because she knows the hustle hides a lot of hurt, and she refuses to suffer in silence. Next, we have Tiffany Ball. Tiffany is an entrepreneur and a creative who's wrestled imposter syndrome, rejection, and deep internal battles that make it hard to even show up. From nearly quitting her business to questioning her worth, Tiffany fought for a redefined success on her own terms. She's here tonight because she believes honesty builds community and wants every struggling founder to know you're not failing, you're just human. All right. And if I pronounce your last name wrong, I do apologize. Alvord?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry. Sometimes I don't always say the words right.
It's all good.
Dustin Alvord is a recovering addict, a business owner who's used his experience to fuel not just survival, but leadership. With anxiety and emotional overwhelming as a constant companion, he relies on therapy, recovery groups, fitness, and the commitment to stay grounded. Dustin believes that success doesn't mean you're healed. It means you're choosing to heal every day. And he's here to remind us that there's always a way through. And last but not least, we have Gabby Garland. And Gabby is a coach, a healer, a podcast host whose life took a turn after a pregnancy loss and her son's autism diagnosis. As a domestic violence survivor, she was finally She was finally building the dream life, only to be shaken by fear, anxiety, and depression. But her children became her catalyst for healing. And through Reiki, breakthrough, and boundary setting, she found a way forward. Gabby is here to say healing is daily work, and your softness is not weakness, it's strategy. All right. So let's see here. As you can tell already, this panel isn't just about perfection, it's about permission. Permission to be real, permission to struggle, and to grow anyways. So let's get into it. All right. So I'm going to go through the ground rules, which are pretty simple. So all the questions are timed. So if you look at your sheet, there's different segments. There's going to be a couple questions where you answer in one word or like one sentence. Some you have a couple minutes. So I'll kind of walk you through that. When your time is up, I'll use my clock. You will see this. This is, you're doing great. Now let's pass the torch. So just like, in all the networking groups, you have like 5-10 seconds to finish up. The idea is to be as real as possible. So I expect nobody to hold anything back, and that's what this is all about. It's the ability to really be open. And through my conversations through podcasting, I've been really able to kind of foster what some people even refer to like a therapy session. And it's very empowering because I'm dealing with my own mental health. So, it helps me, help you, help me type thing. So, it kind of bounces back. Okay, so let me get my clock here and we'll start with you.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you moved because you didn't want to.
I didn't want to be first, but now I'm first.
Oh, you should have known if you
I
were
know.
like sitting next to me.
I just wanted to sit next to you. That's all it was.
That's awesome. I appreciate
I'll take the
that.
consequences
There
of
we
that.
go. All right. So the first round, we're going to do 2 minutes, and each person is going to receive the same question. Next round, each person will have an independent question. So the first question, and I'll say to each person is, what part of your business or what part of being a business owner took the greatest toll on your mental health, and what helped you get through it? Ready, set, go.
I know. I'm taking my time. Okay. So I would say the hardest part about being a business owner that's taken the biggest toll is believing that I can do it and understanding that I'm good enough. I can get through discomfort. I can start something without knowing. I'm not a perfectionist. I'm going to get it done. And then you tell me later that I spelled something wrong. I don't have a problem with that. I am a humble human being, but it's the worthiness aspect that I've always struggled with in regards to, are people going to like what I'm doing? Are they going to relate to what I'm doing? Do they like me? And I'm in the season right now that I talked to Gabby about this earlier. I'm in the season of understanding that everybody's not going to like me and everybody's not going to support me. And I have to be okay with that because I have a message and I have, a service that I want to provide for people. And I'm waking up every day in my passion and I love what I do. And I love the product and the things that I'm providing for people. And I am good enough. And so how I get through that is daily affirmations of talking to myself instead of saying, because I will go down a rabbit hole about some shit that I think, am I allowed to cuss on here?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good. Because I say it a lot.
I'm already
Right.
shadow banned.
Thank
so
God.
Don't worry about it.
So I go down a rabbit hole where I think about everything that could go wrong. And what I've started to do lately is to think to myself, what if everything goes right? What if everything works out? And it doesn't stop me from having the thoughts, but it helps me to redirect them and to get me through it so I can do the things that I feel like I'm not good enough to do and show up for the people that are looking for me to show up for them. So what am I on time?
God, that was good. You have 10 seconds.
Gangster.
You want to use your 10 seconds?
Nope.
Okay.
Pass the mic.
All right. Same question. 2 minutes on the clock. What part of being a business owner took the greatest toll on your mental health, and what helped you get through it?
So I think it's doing it all, because I was trying to do it all and not and doing too much, right? So being able to downsize my business was actually super liberating for me, because I have so much else going on in my life that just concentrating on the business was becoming impossible, let alone trying to hire more people and train those people and build the team and cover the rent, it was just way too much. And it was to the point where I either downsize and keep the business, or I lose me entirely, and not just mentally, right? So the downsizing and then being in a space with other businesses that are all their own business, but we're all together. So I'm not just by myself in my office. I have other people that come in and out, and we chat, and we're going through similar things. And so there's that camaraderie of I'm not alone, and I have the backup if I need it, right? So I think that was the best for me.
You have 10 seconds too.
Well, we're getting good.
All right, Dustin, here we go.
Got 2 minutes. That's it.
What part of being a business owner took the greatest toll on your mental health, and what helped you get through it?
Okay, so for me, the most difficult thing that I've come across is recognizing all of my character defects and trying to work through those, whether it be trying to micromanage people, the control issue that I have. Getting through that is very difficult for me, and being a business owner has brought that to light. And it's trying to control that is difficult. But I've noticed that with me working a program and some of my network, they kind of keep me squared away, and they let me know, hey man, or if I'm able to share something, somebody can give me some good feedback on how I can kind of redirect that energy and try to alleviate that issue that I have. I would say that's probably the most difficult thing I've come across. Just recognizing all my faults, where I fall short. Yeah.
You got 58 seconds.
No, I don't.
When you just
Okay.
wait a minute.
Let me think. So maybe something else I can think of that's been difficult. Delegation. That's difficult for me. Trying to figure out where people are best suited. Being a boss in general is difficult when you have multiple people under you, and knowing that each individual needs to be treated differently sometimes, and they can't all be treated the same. It's not graded on a curve. That's difficult sometimes as well. But I have a lot of people in my corner that help me with that as well. My uncle, my other partner helps me in business, and everybody in the office helps me. So, yeah, I'm to that now, man.
10 seconds.
I can deal with that.
I gotta hit 10 or I'm gonna break the curve.
There you go. All right, Gabby. What part of being a business owner took the greatest toll on your mental health, and how did you get through it? Or what helped you get through it?
I think the thing for me was, one, I grew up in a really tiny town where people just kind of did what they did. Nobody really was trying to do more. And so I didn't really grow up in an environment where I saw women that looked like me doing much other than making tortillas and raising a family. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I love being a mother, but I always felt like, one, I didn't really belong where I was at, and I always kind of felt like the oddball. And so I used to think that it meant that I needed to be louder or more abrasive or more aggressive. And what I started to find was that when I started to do a lot of the healing work, the aggressive and the rowdy side of me was a trauma response from the years that I spent in abuse. And so becoming softer was a skill that I had to learn. And I think probably the thing that I learned the most from building a podcast production company was, one, I am not a podcast producer that does my edits. That's not my thing. It's not my jam. And I think sometimes we do want to do all the things. We're like every hat, every situation. And I had to learn these are things that I will not do because I'm not good at it. And so I need to stay in my lane. And that was difficult for me because I'm like Tiffany, I struggle with imposter syndrome and do I belong here? And nobody that looks like me does this. And kind of at every step having to be surrounded by people that do see me and do help me grow and check me when I need it, because that's important too.
You got 33 seconds. I
the
have
other-
a very humble group with me tonight. That's all I got to say.
The other thing that I think was probably most difficult was when you have a special needs son. He has a heart condition, so he had 3 heart surgeries when I started my company. And so trying to figure out how to balance what I was doing with what I was building. And that balance goes well sometimes, it doesn't go well to others. And so trying to give myself grace as I'm figuring it out and still getting to be a mom to 2 great kids.
Perfect. Yeah, that was 1 second exactly. Look at that. All right. Gigi, you are up. What part of being a business owner took the greatest toll on your mental health, and what helped you get through it?
I think realizing that this is my dream and not anyone else's. And what I see and how I can see is innovative that other people may not see, and that I have to be easy on myself and not worry about chasing things, but learning to attract things and to be organized in such a way that I'm able to do that mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because when you for me, when chasing for me causes that anxiety because of the things that I've gone through, because of the trauma, because of, like Gabby said, the people pleasing. And that is a test for me as I move up in my goals and running 2 businesses. Yes, I have Purple Runway, but I'm also an international stylist and I'm a life coach. And I went to school for that as well, to be able to up the game of both ends of that equation. So I had to understand that what was most important for me was to learn to balance me, was to learn to understand my boundaries, was to learn to understand what I'm going to tolerate, was to learn to understand when I was going to step back and say, you know what, it's not enough money that I can do anything right now. I have to pour into me in order to be able to pour, and understand that when I pour, I have to pour from a full cup and not an empty cup. And that's ultimately what I've learned.
You have 40 seconds.
Okay. And then
Can you guys all hear in the back? Good.
You're good. Just before you go to the next question, maybe we should turn them a little bit. I know it hurts the camera, but it might help with them.
Oh, hearing this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I did this to him. He had all set up.
So
It works.
in less than 40 seconds, I would say, as a business owner, I guess, that do what makes you happy and then fill in the blanks.
Perfect. Okay.
You can lock the door and you can just take over that whole swing. And then that way we can walk there.
Pause it and then
No, we're good. I don't want to pause it because we're live. But if everybody wants to scoot down, and Gigi, if you flying out just a little bit, and we'll just
This way, or
no, just come like closer to me. You're scooting out just a little bit, so we can. They are having trouble hearing just a little bit. So this is good right here. Just make sure you're in the
okay,
front.
turn the camera.
Like sitting on your butt.
All right. Okay? It's back to you. So okay.
I mean, we could have left it down there.
Yeah, here.
Oh wait. Oh, hold on.
No, I'm saying like.
Hold on. Okay.
further.
Oh.
Well, I want the people that are here to.
Yeah, that's what I- yeah, that's
we
what I
can't
thought
see you
too.
guys at all, so I'm just. I can see the camera person.
Well, all right.
Allow
One second.
someone to help you.
I know. Didn't we just talk about that?
I just want your audience to hear it.
No, thank you. All right, cool. I think that's going to be good.
Okay, we're all.
Is that better, guys?
Thank you.
You want this down?
All right. You're on your own little island over there. All right.
going first.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What happened?
Oh, you're gonna put it on her like that? Okay. All right. Very great. I relate. Right.
all of them.
Next time, you guys can't know each other.
Okay.
No, just kidding. Okay. So I very much agree with a lot of you guys, especially with the imposter syndrome. And one thing about the wearing too many hats and just understanding where you are in your business. I've actually let a couple of my companies go that I was, not that they were big or anything, but some of the, adventures I was on because of that reason. Like you could just get real one day and you're just like, yeah, I'm only going to be able to do this if I really want to be good at something to deliver value. The next round is going to be 5 minutes per speaker. And these are individual questions that I've created for each person. If you don't use the full 5 minutes, that's totally up to you. But
I can talk.
hey, you believe it. Sometimes I have to cut people off. Believe it or not, I've used this card. All right. Nobody believes I've used this.
You'll wave it.
All right. So here we go. Then Gigi has the mic here. Gigi, you built a mission from your personal pain. How did trauma impact your leadership style, and what helped you regain trust in yourself and others?
Um, um, in the beginning in my leadership style, I have had no patience. And even today, I still struggle in certain ways with patience. It's because when I see something, I'm a perfectionist. And I want to make sure before I step out there, everything is in order. I have let go of that in so many ways, to be able to honor the journey instead of being able to honor the perfection. Working in what is it called? Being a professional, working in corporate America, they expect that. And you want to run that race. You want those increases. You want those bonuses. And when you are building and you're the drummer, the lead singer, the percussionist, or the bookkeeper at certain points, you want to be able to, you think that you can run a business in that way. And no, I had to run my business from empty. We work in healing. We work in personal style or personal branding. And so everything is not a flick of the switch. It has to be an individualized way to understand who you are, who each and every person here is. And I adjust my sail to that. And if I can adjust my sail to that, to make sure that I'm doing the best work on the behalf of the organization, of the individual, of the project, of the purpose, then I'll step away from that. So it has been a process for me to learn to just allow myself to float. And there's no rhyme or reason to it, because what I like to say is the way that I move and the way that I engage with, it's a frequency, it's a rhythm, it's a flow. And either it's there initially or it can grow, but I'm not going to force anything. And I feel very blessed that I don't have to.
You got 3 minutes.
Okay. Okay. So what else?
Well, if you don't use it all, if you're good, you're good.
Okay. So
anything else?
Another thing is, I guess within my business, I learned that being a leader is something that is not innate, right? Because we're learning how to run a business as we are learning how to be leaders. We don't know all the ins and outs, and we don't know exactly where our strengths are until we go through that process. And once anyone understands that, you know what to pick up and you know what to put down. You know where to lean on. And I think I'm going off on the question right now, but where I see this is that it is very important for me understanding my patience level, and to being able to monitor that is understanding the people that I allow in. Because allowing those people in that understand the struggle, the pain, the depression you can get to, the crying in the shower at times, you can't share those things with everyone because you are a leader, because you're running a business. And the thing is that when you find those people that you can lean into that really support you, it's something that is irreplaceable. And it helps me, going back to the beginning, with the patience, with the understanding, with the frequency, the rhythm of the flow. But also you have to be empowered enough in what you're doing to walk away at any given time, because people can shift up and people can change up. Yep. And it's hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's not walking away in such a way that, it's like, oh, whisper, 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 whisper. It's like, salute, have a good day. And it's all these different levels that you have to learn running a business. And it's some of the ones you don't want to face. But as much as you don't want to face those levels, the more you're going to face them until you overcome them.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
Doing great. All right. Good.
No pressure.
Gabby. Honey, come here. Place. Troublemaker.
No. She's like, I'm making friends.
Are you guys good with her being free?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go on.
She's like, oh. Look at her.
She's like, they were cool with it. What's wrong with you?
She's like, I'm with my fans, Dad. I'm with my fans.
Hey, you're supposed to be working, all right? All right, Gabby. There we go. Gabby, Parenting through grief and diagnosis forced you to slow down. How did your healing become your foundation for how you now show up in your business and life?
I think it's looked different every year. So I'm on year 6 in December. And the first couple years, it was essential for me to figure out a lot of my stuff. And I think a lot of us get so busy in the doing that we don't create enough stillness for our life to be able to figure out, is this really what I want to do? Or am I doing this because I think I need to, or there's an expectation that's been set of me. And so the first couple of years were kind of figuring things out. And I did a lot of healing work with women. Initially, I got my Reiki, hypnosis, and NLP certifications with a focus on trauma because I was really trying to figure my own self out. I didn't really know the extent of the trauma that I had endured for the years that I was with my ex and the residual outcomes for a lot of that. And so when I started digging into the healing, it was to figure my own stuff out. And then it ended up doing a lot of healing work with women, which I love. I think the more that I work with women, the more that you sit down and you find out their stories that will just absolutely break your heart that people have gone through. And you never know. And so one, it gave me perspective to understand that I wasn't the only one that had been through some of the things I'd been through. And the more that I was honest about my story on my podcast, Resilient Heart, the more I unintentionally built community that later on would hold me up, which was a very cool outcome. But I think it's looked different every year. I just made an announcement that I'm no longer doing the healing work because I just don't have the capacity. The podcast company is just growing too fast and I can't do it. I probably about 6 months prior should have made that call. But, as a business owner, you do the best you can with the information you have at the time. And it's important to me, the work, but I also had to understand that my family and what we're doing and what I'm building on the production side of things needed to take precedence because there are voices that needed to be heard. And instead of helping the voices heal, I'm getting to support them and amplify them. And so trying to figure out how my mission and my work was going to change as I grew. I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we get stuck in like, this is the thing, this is who I am, this is my identity, this is what I do in the world. And when you create enough stillness, when you create enough space in your life, you're able to be open to how that's going to ebb and flow and change and evolve. And I fought it because I'm stubborn, and the fighting obviously didn't help. And so the stillness and the quiet has really helped that to evolve. And we're in a growth pace that I tell everybody all the time, this is not of my hand, because I think I was fighting for it to look a certain way for so long that I told my husband, I think I finally have my voice in my industry and not trying to figure out how to sound like this or, oh my gosh, they're really good at that. And it wasn't that I was trying to be like somebody else, but I just didn't know how it was supposed to look. And so I was kind of testing stuff out. And I think a lot of us do that. And now it's just different. And I could feel the shift happening when she was talking about being in the flow. I can feel it. It's also really uncomfortable and painful because we're growing at a pace that I didn't anticipate and I did not build for that. And so there's been apology tours and regrets and, I'm not going to charge you for your edits because we didn't get it to you on time because there's so much happening. And I think when you're honest and when you tell the truth about what you're doing, people will give you a lot more grace. And I think sometimes we hide that, like, oh, I can't tell them that this is happening. Like, I'd rather you be honest, eat the cost, and make sure that you know that I'm not, it's not on purpose to be a slight. It's just growing pains. And that's hard because it's the people pleaser, the imposter syndrome. Like, it would be very easy for me to say, oh, well, of course it's messing up. You can't fucking do this. Who are you? You're the little girl who dropped out of high school. She got held out in 5th grade. Of course this is going to fail. Of course you're going to fall on your face. Of course you're going to go into debt. And so shifting my mindset and utilizing the tools that I learned and the skills that I have on NLP, Reiki, and hypnosis is really what has pushed the path forward. When Tiffany sat with me and cried, Gigi's probably heard me cry. A lot of my friends have been those sounding boards, and finding safe spaces, I feel like, is one of the most essential pieces to kind of keep pushing forward.
36 seconds.
36 seconds.
Right.
I think the shedding season, as you change and you evolve and you grow, is really painful. A lot of people keep hold to people that, while we love them, they aren't going where we're going. And sometimes we want to take everybody with us and get a whole bus and take all our girls. And sometimes our girls aren't meant to go on that path, or our friends aren't meant to go on that path. Honoring those friendships, but also understanding that if you do that, you may not get where you're trying to go. And sometimes that elevation requires it. And it's hard and it's heartbreaking, but it's part of the process, I feel like.
Very good. I do agree with you on the aspect of being like accepting that sometimes the people you meet in your life, you have this great vision of how, like you could have a partnership or you could work together or how things could work. And you're right that people are on different paths. So you kind of have to let go of that expectation that not everybody is committed, or not everybody wants to be successful, or some people just don't care. So
Yeah, like what she's saying, you mentioned a couple things too. I think resonate too.
all right, Dustin, you've battled addiction and anxiety while growing a business. What's the hardest part about leading while healing, and what tools keep you steady?
Okay. So first off, great on both of you guys are awesome, nailed it. And it's like, you need people to understand me. Wow, man, this is great. So every word you guys were saying, it was like coming right out of my head. So I really appreciate that. For me, battling addiction through running a business is difficult. Thankfully, I didn't start running the business until I had some years under my belt, so that helped a lot. I got through a lot of it, but I still, something I'll deal with for the rest of my life. Anybody who knows anything about addiction knows that it will stay with you forever. It's something I got to continuously work on. So what I do, and I think the question was, how do I battle that through? Is that what it,
I'm going to read it to you one more time.
Thank you.
No worries. You've battled addiction and anxiety while growing a business.
Yeah.
What is the hardest part about leading while healing, and what tools keep you steady?
So leading while healing. Being honest is always good, and also remaining strong for the people around you, whether it be family members, friends, coworkers, employees, but simultaneously letting them know that you are going through something, and being honest with them, but remaining strong, and constantly putting work in. So for me personally, with my addiction, I attend meetings weekly, and that helps me. I have a really good network of people, guys and girls, that I can call on anytime I need them. I have a family that helps me through everything, that has always been there ever since from day one, and they're still there today. So my network really keeps me going, but really the biggest thing for me that's been difficult lately is so I've turned my addictive personality into and I don't know if you know this, but I want to say it's like 1 in maybe the number is 40 now. It just keeps going higher of addicts make it, which is crazy, so not a lot of us make it. So for one of us to get out and actually do something is a miracle. For anybody to stay clean is a miracle. So for me to take this path, I've taken that addictive personality and that mindset, that driven mindset to get drugs, and completely flipped it into what I'm doing now. Obsessive sometimes. Yeah. I mean, we can all say, yeah, we all in the same seats here, So, and it can get difficult too, kind of bridging that gap and differentiating between, is this healthy? Is this not healthy? At the end of the day, I think it's healthy. I think that as long as I do things like this and people can see, if they don't see that it's possible that you can get out of addiction and actually succeed, then they're not going to know it's possible to succeed. And I think staying uncomfortable all the time is the best thing for anybody. Comfortability is the enemy, 100%. And that's every part of life, whether it be fitness, anything. You know what I mean? Come on, man. It's everything. So yeah, stay uncomfortable, guys. That's why I'm here right now. I don't like doing this. Just so everybody
Really? I
knows,
couldn't tell. You were doing
I'm not.
pretty
I don't
good.
like it, and I don't think I'm very good at it. So, but I'm here. I'm here. I jumped on it immediately. I was like, I need some uncomfortability. Like Stefan had me. So, but yeah, so it's a multitude of things that remain difficult when going through addiction and running a business. And I think the biggest thing out of all of them is balance. And man, balance is something I've struggled with my entire life, and I know everybody else has too. With home, work, personal, and with an addict, it's either 100% one thing and everything else suffers. It's usually ordinarily what my life is like. And only as of recently, when I say recently, maybe the last 5 years, I've been able to, tip those scales in other ways and kind of help that out a little bit. So balance is the most difficult thing that I deal with. Yeah. We'll stop at that.
25 seconds.
Huh? Tools? Scale.
You got want to use your 25 seconds? You good?
He's banking the 25 seconds.
Yeah. All right. I totally agree with you. One thing that I do very agree with you, and I talk a lot with addicts and users in the past, and it's one of those things where it's not how long, it's daily. It's about staying just clean for today, not even worrying about tomorrow. And I actually had a conversation the other day with a former addict, and it's very eye-opening, and it's great to be able to see how you're able to transform a lot of unhealthy habits into healthier habits, and to get addicted to the right ones. Like maybe you go to the gym too much. Oh well, that's a good thing. Unless you're like pulling muscles or something. So it's just great to see. All right, Liana, I'm so sorry. I fixed myself. Okay, you survived rock bottom while showing up for your business and your kids. What saved you during your lowest point, and what keeps you going now?
My friends, my business friends that get it, that get the struggle of running a business while you are fighting your own self to just get out of bed in the morning. And then you have all of the other things that you need to do to run the business. And some days they get done and some days they don't, and you do what you can. And then you come home and you've got kids that also demand a lot of attention because the three are still young, right? So I wish I had because I'm still there, right? So I wish I had a better aha moment for you, but it's the people that constantly check in on me and ask if I've eaten or want to go out or want to just get out of my own space, right? That I think that's really the key. I posted the Thunderbolts clip today on Facebook. I'll post it to the group if you want.
Oh, great.
But so I watched it last night, and it was so profound when, if you haven't watched the movie, it's spoiler alert, sorry. Bob is fighting the void, which is himself, but the void is like the depression side. And as he's physically beating the void, it's talking back, and it's like, you're not good enough. You're never going to do it. I'm all you have. No one's coming to save you, because it's trapped all of his teammates, right? And then one of them breaks free and runs and jumps in and hugs him. And then the rest of them break free and run and jump in and hug him. And that's the only way to defeat it, is with community. There's no way to do it on your own. Mm-hmm. And I want to do everything by myself.
Yeah.
And I want to do it perfectly. And I want to do it right now. And I want to do all of the things, just me. And I don't want to have to deal with relying on other people, because traditionally they have let me down, right? And I've let me down. So I don't know why I rely on me, but I still try to do it myself and shut everybody else out and not let them see the depth of how bad it is. But the people that I do let in, that's when I start to get over that hump, right?
All right, you got 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's keep going.
She's like, oh. I don't have anything else to say.
You're on a roll.
I'm efficient. I can't help that.
Well, okay. Well, if you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree with you on the fact that taking care of yourself is number one. And as I've gotten older, because now I'm almost 40, things have been happening lately that never happened before. And I'm like, what's going on here? So Lacey's like, you got to take care of yourself more and drink more water and get out and exercise. It's not only just for your like physical health, but just your mental health. Like sometimes you sit in your office and that can be like just mind-boggling. So it's nice to just get out. I think sometimes when we're in the middle of stuff, we forget to just give ourselves a couple minutes, whether it's to eat or take care of number one. Because
and I'll get out by myself, right? I have no problem going to dinner by myself or going to the movies by myself or doing anything by myself.
So you could buy yourself flowers. Is what
I definitely have. Not as often as I should, but I've gotten into the habit of inviting other people out because I'm not really the person that I love being invited, but I don't think to invite other people.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm
a little double-edged sword. It's
I'm starting to like invite other people into my solo outings.
Yeah, well, I think also too, you just don't want to be a burden.
Yeah, and I also don't know how to start the question a lot of times, or I don't want to be rejected. Too, right?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like I have a big thing about being rejected and abandoned. So
I'm gonna follow you on that suit.
If I invite you out and then you're like, no, I can't go, I'm like
taking that personally is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's going to the heart.
It's a me thing. Yeah.
All right, Tiffany. Fear of rejection and look at that.
Yeah, it's a really good transition over here.
And imposter syndrome almost made you walk away from what helped you rewrite your inner story. That said you weren't enough.
What's the question?
Wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. I read it wrong. That's why you get the question there. Fear of rejection and imposter syndrome almost made you walk away. What helped you rewrite your inner story that said you weren't enough?
So I'm 10 years sober. So you said some words. I'm like, that he's in recovery. we can tell each other. So, there was something that I learned I'll tell you this because I've got 5 minutes. So y'all gonna hear a story. So the first 30 days of my recovery and quitting alcohol and going into Alcoholics Anonymous, I remember I went to a AA dance, which is, you think, oh, it's people getting together. It's a good time, music, dancing. When you're drunk and you see people who have no rhythm, it's funny. When everybody's sober, that shit is depressing. And so afterwards, I left and I left the dance and I felt the exact same way that I would feel when I would leave the bar. And I called somebody in recovery and I said, hey, what the fuck? Like, if I still feel like this, why am I sober? Why not just go get drunk? And she was like, oh, honey, alcohol wasn't your problem. You're your problem. And that's when I realized, and it's something that they say in recovery a lot, if I am not my problem, there is no solution. Whether it be, looking at something and accepting that that's what it is, or looking at what I can do to take control of the situation and get into action. And I say all of that is because I know that it's something as a self-aware as I've become over the last 10 years. A lot of the things that happen in my life and a lot of the trials and tribulations and a lot of the problems that I've had is because I've always felt like I am not good enough to do something, because I'm going to fail at it, because I'm going to fuck it up in some kind of way. And so usually I just do it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go fuck it up and I'll self-sabotage and get it out of the way.
I don't know.
Let me get it out of the way because I know it's going to happen. So I'm going to at least be right in that. I'm going to lean into that. I'm going to mess it up. So I'm not going to do it. And over the past few years, doing a lot of self-reflection, not a lot of people go into recovery and quit drinking. Not a lot of people can quit their 6-figure job to go into because they want to be more focused on their son and the relationship they have with their child. Not a lot of people can get through the fear of starting your own business. Not a lot of people can get through the failure of the first 2 business and then go out and do it again. right? Not a lot of people can get fired from a job that they had no idea they were going to get fired from and sell their townhouse and 90% of their things and buy a travel trailer and move on to a farm. Not a lot of people can do the shit that I've done in my life. So the minute that I end up in this space where I'm like, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I'm not successful, I have to stop looking forward and start looking back and seeing all the shit that I've done in my life and all the things that I've gotten over and all of successes that I've had and all the things that come easy to me that are very difficult for other people. And in that self-reflection and looking back and seeing and looking at the actual live evidence of shit that I've been able to do in my life that I've been good enough to do, that I've succeeded in doing. And so it's my own step-by-step journey of looking through all the successes that I've had and all the things that I've been able to accomplish in my life that allow me in the moment, because I still think about it. I still am. Today, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Every day, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. I don't know if this is going to be able to work out the way that it needs to work out. I don't know if I'm going to be successful at that, because I don't know. The not knowing of being an entrepreneur is the fucking worst. It's the worst, because you don't know what's going to be on the other side. You're good. Of the decisions that you're making every day. But if, for me, I can look back at everything that I've done so far, I can say, you know what? Rabbit hole your ass down into this place of what if it doesn't, what if everything is completely a disaster, and start looking at what if everything does work out. You can do this. And surrounding yourself with people, like you were saying, surrounding yourself with people who think and believe in you, usually a lot more than you believe in yourself, is a huge thing. And in this entrepreneurship, being around, I'm lucky as shit because I have this networking thing where it's my job to be connected with people who are going through this process and this journey. And in that, I've been able to connect with human beings that believe in me and see me and love what I'm doing and support me. And I can call and be like, dude, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, or I feel like I'm gonna quit, or I did this with Brandy one day. I was like, I'm going to quit it all and go back to working in hotels. And she was like, bitch, you need to go take a nap. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go take yeah, you need a snack. I'm going to go take a nap. And I woke up and I was like, she was right. And I just kept going. So you have to have and be with people and surround yourself with people who are supportive in your journey, and they were honest with their own journey and can support that. Bam!
See, I told you I used the card, right?
I was going to keep going until you cut me off. So yeah, that was it. Thank you.
It wasn't me. It was this card.
It's okay.
And it's
I heard
upside
it.
down.
Don't reject him.
No, I heard it. I heard it.
I know. I don't know how to turn it off. All right. I agree with you full-heartedly on a lot of what you said, especially with imposter syndrome. That's one thing that when you try to do big things that are bigger than you, it's scary. It's kind of like when you buy something really expensive and then you have like the regret and they're like all nervous because know you're gonna have to pay it later, but you bought it now. And then another thing too is the fact that oh man, now I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, you're gonna give me a second here.
It's fine. I think the little steps too, what you were just talking about, is that it's so big. Everything is so big. You got to chop it down. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
How do you fit in a Safeway bag? How do you fit it in a Safeway bag?
No.
You take the S out of the word safe and the letter F out of the word way.
I can't spell.
Well, I can tell you there's no F in way.
Okay, I get it. I was like, element. Could somebody write that down for me real quick?
Good thing this is not a spelling bee.
I would lose.
And then the other thing I was talking about is walking into the right rooms, especially as an entrepreneur, somebody, that's a little bit maybe different than your average person, when you're out there exposing yourself or your ideas or your business, you're going to walk into rooms where not everybody thinks your idea is great or believes in you. And one of the rules of success that I follow is only walk into rooms where people value you and are excited to see you. Because if you walk into a room and nobody cares, no matter what you do, they're not gonna, that's not promotable to
Right.
anybody. That doesn't build a village. You need to be with people like you were talking about who understand you, and just like you were saying, you feel like everything everybody's saying, it's like it's relatable. And sometimes you just don't feel that way, and when you're in business it can be a huge deterrent, especially if you already suffer from rejection and imposter syndrome. All right, moving right along. Okay, so this is kind of fun. This is what's called a lightning round. And this is a fast, honest, and real response. Imagine that you're texting the answer. All right. So each person is going to have a different question. And we're going to start, since you already have the mic.
Okay, one sentence, right?
One sentence.
Okay.
Imagine if you were texting the answer. If your mental health had a voice, what would it say to you this week?
What's today? Thursday?
It wouldn't be telling you it was Friday.
Whatever day you want it to be.
If my real mental health or the one I want?
No, the real
I
one.
need the
real
real
one.
you. If your mental health had a voice, what would it say this week?
Bitch, you're not doing enough.
Okay,
Like legit. That's my one sentence.
there we go.
I'm not nice to myself, guys. Don't just be honest.
We're the worst to ourselves.
Oh, legit.
Worst.
What's one lie about entrepreneurship people need to stop believing?
It's easy.
That's a good one. What?
It's easy.
Oh, it's easy. Oh, that's a question.
Tell us.
It's easy. It's not easy.
Oh, that's the answer.
Yeah, no. It's not fucking easy.
There we go. All right.
And just because you're successful today doesn't mean you will be tomorrow.
That is very true. What's one practice that saved your sanity?
This week.
Today.
No, just in general.
Today.
I'm just kidding.
Whenever.
This week.
Whenever you were saved.
No.
He's like, I ain't got nothing.
I might still be working on it.
Maybe try again later, like
Yeah.
April.
I would say just any sort of challenge. Challenging myself constantly. Or creating my own chaos, which is also negative though.
Well,
Yeah.
We live in our own messes.
Yeah. That's it though.
All right. In one word, what does success mean to you now?
Easy one, man.
Peace.
Ooh, very cool.
Good job, girl. You said it all in one word.
And last but not least, what's one boundary you had to set to survive?
Informational boundary.
Elaborate just briefly.
Excuse me.
Elaborate just briefly.
Informational boundary is I limit what I'm taking in and I'm limit what I give out on a daily basis, because too much of this, it makes my anxiety go up, like social media, text messaging. So I have to limit it, and I do things in bulk. And if I don't do it, informational.
Fantastic. All right. So in this part, we're going to open it up to the audience here for 15 minutes before the final round, and then we close out. You've heard the powerful truth from the panel. Now this is your turn to ask questions. So we'll go ahead.
Damn it.
Does anybody have any questions for the panelists? And you can choose like who you want to ask a question to.
Oh, Mike's.
I'm gonna need y'all to use Chat GPT.
Panelists, if you can try to respond in like 1 to 2 minute responses.
We have a hand raised in the back.
All right. Come here.
Oh, come on up. You have to be in the camera.
You don't have to. Oh, shoot. My foot's asleep. I better not do that on the phone. All right.
Hey, y'all.
Hi.
And then you just pass it to the next person that asks the question. All right, go for it.
Okay, so if you had to describe your future mental health goals in one word, what would you say that is? What characteristic would you want to attribute or lend to your current mental health goals?
Characteristic. I would say. The one characteristic I would say is a timeout. Taking a timeout and knowing when I need to do that without going off the rails when that happens, but being more cognizant of taking a timeout on a daily basis. I even have it marked on my calendar actually at 11:11 every day. And at one point I thought that was good enough because I can make that, but I haven't figured that out through the rest of the day because I could be really good doing one thing and then the next thing something happened, I'll get a phone call and I'm like, God, and then my anxiety goes up. And it's no reason for it. It's just learning to balance that. So did that answer?
Yes, time out.
Are we all answering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, each one of you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just one word.
Mine would be gratitude because I feel like I spent my day in a very intentional way because as an empath and a medium, I can't be absorbing all the things and it will absolutely play catch up and fuckery all day if I go about it the wrong way. And so for me, grounding in gratitude, and it doesn't mean I closed $1 million today. It means I'm really happy my son didn't fight me to get into school today. Like down to very minute, small things that shouldn't probably matter to most people. But when I'm always looking for the gratitude in something, I'm able to control my environment and my mental health and just the way that I kind of move in the world.
All right. I'm going to use kind of a metaphor, and it is drive slow, homie. Slow down. Slow down. That's it.
Fast is slow.
Best place to
Travel, and I'm not kissing up to Jen, but I have realized that I spent 26 years not traveling because I've been having kids. And I haven't gotten to do anything. And so when I'm overwhelmed, I'm always on Instagram looking at all these gorgeous places that I have never had the ability to see and wanting to be able to work to the point where I can go for a week somewhere completely different, disconnect entirely, because I'm great at taking time out, maybe too much right now, but I'm still home. I'm still here. Yeah. I'm still surrounded. Even when I do it at work, I'm still in the same familiar places. And I want to see different things.
Take it. Kindness. So I want to be kinder to everyone, including myself. Oh, sorry, including myself.
Say it again.
This is for anyone who wants to answer it. Not all of you have to do it. So entrepreneurship is often glamorized, right? On the social media, the A-rolls, the lattes, the travel, all of that good stuff. So what's something behind the scenes you wish more entrepreneurs talked about so that they made it real?
Go for it.
Yo, so.
I love it.
All right. So let me tell you. All right. You work harder than you've ever worked in your entire life. You're stressed out all the time. You get zero sleep and you make less money.
Absolutely.
I have a different answer.
And they call you a boss.
Yeah.
I think that,
Wait, I have a follow-up to her follow-up. Wait, no.
She's loud. Good.
Why do you do it?
Okay.
Why do I do it? Why do I do it? That is a good question.
Is it fills your hole? That's why I
have to do it somewhere.
So I think I do it. Why do I do it?
What do you love about it?
So I love being able to see other people grow, and I love being. My biggest thing about I want everybody in the company to, if everybody could have a brand new Corvette, they would have a brand new Corvette right now. And that's what I love about it. I want to see everybody grow and everybody become comfortable and prosperous. And if I can have a hand in that, I think that's why a lot of why I do it. I just want to see them succeed and everybody succeed. sometimes I put a little bit too much into that and I pay for it. Yeah.
So I remember when I first started doing my business as well. And I was going off about this thing, that thing, the other thing. And it was with my brother-in-law. And he said, so why are you doing this? And I said, I'm doing it because I want people to heal and I want people to this and I want people to that. And he said, that's bullshit. And he's like, I was like, no, that's what it is. And in my mind it is. It says, and he said, if you cannot find the reason why you're doing what you're doing for yourself first, all the rest of it is bullshit. So what we're saying is real, but what precedes that?
What's before that?
Yeah.
So,
I used to work a lot and I hated it. I worked all the time, made a lot of money, hated every moment of it. Now that I don't, and I am in control of my day and I wake up every day and do my passion, I'm not stressed out all the time. I have more peace in my life than I'm broker than I ever fucking been. But I'm leading towards something. I feel like I'm in control of something. I feel like I have passion about something. So for me, I feel like the thing that I want entrepreneurs to know is how much you fail. You fail a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you're a failure. That it just means the people who succeed are the people who continue to get up.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
So I agree with the passion. I have a lot of passion for what I do, and I enjoy it. I do enjoy what I do. But you still stress.
100%.
You know, you're still stressed. The constant. I think what the biggest thing for me personally, is I wear a lot of hats, and a lot of that is my fault because I'm controlling. So I currently am working on that, on getting rid of some of that control, talking about with my therapist about it, some other people. So that's where I battle with that. I love what I do and I love it so much. I want to do it all. Yeah. So letting go of some of that control is difficult for me.
For me, I originally, when I started Resilient Heart, it was to share the stories because I didn't want people to feel alone. And the thing that I love now about launching podcasts for people and supporting people in that work is getting to watch the light come on in people. Because I think so often we hide from the stories that are messy and ugly and we fucked up or we made a mistake or we made a really big mistake. And watching people, one, own it, and two, watching them be able to use that story to help somebody else. And I tell everybody all the time, like, there's a story that you're holding on to that can really unlock something for somebody, that can push them forward, can help light that path. And when you sit on it, that impact doesn't happen. And so getting to help people make that impact I love that a whole lot more than Resilient Heart at this iteration, which I think is kind of cool.
Me? Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for your vulnerability. Like, this is amazing. And so my question is, everything you said about entrepreneurship is so true. And I'm sure you've hit a point where I'm at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, and I just can't keep going. And then you have those people in your life that, and you guys that know me know I don't fuck around and cuss that much. So, this is a big deal when I throw in the F word here. But when you hit that point, they're looking at going, well, why are you doing this? So then, of course, they give you the advice of, well, you need to redo your resume and you need to go out and go corporate America and you need to go back. Like, why are you doing this? Like, I love you so much. I don't want you to be in this pain and stress. And I'm looking at them going, no, that's more pain and stress. So when you're at that point where you're just like, I can't see how to get out of this, how have you gotten out of it to keep that dream and that passion for entrepreneurship going?
Cry it out. Lean into it.
Take a nap.
Lean into it. And go to bed and get up a day or two later, literally, and be like, I'm not gonna do this shit. I'm bored. And then get up and get your ass up, get it done. Yeah. It's literally that for me.
A year ago, when I shared this with you when we were going to be on the panel, I was dealing with a neurological illness that made me feel like I was getting my face tased 30 to 40 times a day. So I was on some neurological medication that was making me suicidal, and I couldn't run my company. I was basically hemorrhaging money, taking it out of savings, paying for somebody to help me keep it up, because I told my husband, I'm like, I can go get a job. I applied to probably 300, didn't get but a couple of interviews. And I was like, oh, here we go. Here's the failure. And I think when I talk about the pause and I talk about the stillness, I think that experience was meant to clear out what was left so that I could grow. Because on the other side of that was, here we fucking go, bitch. And when I tell people this is not of my hand, a year ago, you couldn't have told me this would have happened, because I was maxing credit cards and now we're paying them off. And it's just, sometimes that shift is really ugly, and it's a pit that you think there's no fucking way I'm going to climb out of this. And then if you, one, surround yourself with people that love you enough to hold your hand, and then you have enough balls to get back up and go again. And so I'm getting to live inside that right now. I'm dealing with tons of imposter syndrome, like this shouldn't be my life, or this, how is this even happening? But that pit was, it very easily could have swallowed me. And so on the other side of it is just more.
Didn't mean to reach across here.
You good?
So I'm still in the pit, not quite out yet. But I asked if I can be controversial, and he said yes. So here we go. For me, it was being suicidal. That was my way out, because I was so boxed in and so overwhelmed with everything literally exploding and imploding in my life. Like you were saying, Gabby, like everything is still clearing out, and things that I counted on and thought were stable, and like literally everything in the last year has just been destroyed, to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna pick a day, and guess what? Sorry about the luck for the rest of you, because I know what it feels like, because I've had people commit suicide in my life that I love dearly, but I won't have to deal with it anymore. And it was a very interesting shift for me, where I started being happy after that, because I knew there was an end in sight.
Wow.
And so then and everybody was like, oh, but you're so happy and you're so fun. And yeah, because I know I got a way out. I'm no longer boxed in. And if it all went to hell, that was my way out, because there was no other way. I couldn't even close my business and be able to get out, right? Because my mom was even saying like, oh, maybe this isn't the right time for you to have a business. Maybe you should go get a job. And I was like, what job am I going to get where I can go drive to Bealton twice a day and pick up my kids from school, because we don't have an address that they can ride the bus home? There's no job I can do that. So this was literally the only way, downsizing my office, pulling back, and then just letting go and accepting the fate for me to get out, personally.
Now you don't still have a date, right?
I do.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell you when.
All right. That sounds
But it
good.
changes. No, but look, I've been suicidal since I was 16, or maybe before that, right? So this is not a new fight for me. This is a fight I've been in for 30 years. And so for me to shift that recently, where it was empowering for me and not something that I was like fighting against, like the void, right? Where it became something that was empowering for me.
Very interesting.
And so I will have, because I am a control freak and a perfectionist, I'm like, but I got to do this, this, and this first, right? So I got to complete this, this, and this, and then I can do it. But then that list changes, or the circumstances. Like if I put the date far enough in advance, the circumstances will eventually change, and I may not have that same feeling. That's fine. I can be cut up. I'm okay with that.
I mean, that sounds like.
You got one more person, so where you pass it, Pat. She's got to answer too.
Oh, me? No.
Well, if you want.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
No
Yeah.
pressure.
I haven't really been
Okay, yeah, go.
in that position when it comes to work yet.
Not anything that down.
Sorry.
You're
No, I like the realness.
I am chewing on this because I'm trying to understand it. And I like that it's a completely different way of handling that depth because I understand the depth. I no longer want to drink, right? When I get into places, I'm not like, oh, I need to go get a drink. I'm like, I need to go jump off a bridge. Like, I get it.
Right.
For me, it's the community of people. It's understanding that it's a journey and that I'm not going to feel like this tomorrow. And if I feel like this tomorrow, I'm not going to feel like it the next day.
Right.
And as long as I'm having conversations and I'm open with as long as I'm having conversations and I'm honest with people about how I'm feeling and having conversations with the people who love me, then
Xander's got it.
goodness gracious.
Okay. Keep going.
Then I can get through it. But there's always a next. There's always a through. And I microdose mushrooms. So
Maybe that's my problem.
I mean, for real, I have some in the car if you'd like some.
Maybe we should just all do a giant trip. That'll be the next thing.
I said microdose.
No.
I didn't say let's go on a journey.
Together.
Yeah.
Outside.
Any other questions?
Keep going.
You got 5 minutes. Is that too
Go
much?
for it.
All right. How did each of you go about rebuilding yourselves and networking your business after addiction?
Say it one more time and come closer.
Okay. How did each of you go about rebuilding yourselves and networking your business after addiction? Because that's
I honestly don't even, the only part of my sobriety that I really think about I don't really think about being sober. Like it's not a part of it. And the reason is because in AA, right, they teach you the 12 steps. The 12 steps are synonymous with characteristics or things that you need to build within yourself, like humility and courage and service. So I have learned how to incorporate these characteristics in my life. So that's just who I am as a human being now. It has not much to do with not drinking or not doing drugs, but it has to do with who I need to be as a human being to wake up and go to bed every night. And in my business, my integrity of it, I tried to make amends as quickly as I possibly can, admit my part as quickly as I can, and be understanding and give people grace as much as I possibly can. That's why I'm so open on my Facebook and with people of how much I fuck up. It happens all the time. I make tons of mistakes, and I'm going to continue to make mistakes, because the more that I'm honest about that, the less I have to pretend. And I can focus that energy on shit that's going to bring my business and move it forward, because I don't have time to pretend that everything's okay, because half the time is fucking not.
Right. So. All right. Can you read it one more time, Josh?
Yeah, got you.
The memory of a
Goldfish.
Thank you.
How did each of you go about rebuilding yourselves and networking your business after addiction?
Okay, so my rebuild started while I was locked up. Did about 2 years, and I started working out. Started training while I was incarcerated. Everything kind of happened for me while I was inside. I was unintentionally working the steps and just not even knowing it before I was really even working the stuff. So I was working on myself, making amends, all these different things, reaching out, before I even knew it was really a thing. And then when I got out, the fitness continued. First thing I did when I got out is I ran the Marine Corps half marathon. Half mile. Yeah. Thank you. And I did that, and then I just kept racing after race after race after race. And I stopped doing that. Then I wanted to get bigger, so I started getting bigger, and then so addiction manifests itself into different things, right? That's just kind of how it is, So it would do fitness, it would be fitness and stuff like that, and I would become obsessed with that. But that's how I went. Once I realized that fitness can cross over. So, and if nobody knows this, becoming successful in fitness can cross over into business. And a lot of people don't realize that, but it does. It's hand in hand, and it's very compatible. So once I realized that, that's when I really started to propel. And most people just wanted me to come out and not get high, okay? But on a mission. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean by taking that drive and flipping it into something positive. Yeah. So that's what I use to change that, to build on it. And then what was the second part of that? I apologize. And then it was,
The second part of that was like, how did you pull yourself in to start networking your business after addiction?
okay. So networking the business, I met Alex, and immediately we did an overhaul in the business, and we changed a lot of things about the structure. I met Alex, who introduced me to 212, and now I can't go anywhere without somebody saying, "Hey, man," and it's pretty cool. At the same time, sometimes it's nice to just be invisible. You know what I mean? If anybody understands what I'm talking about. But yeah, so those are the tools I use, and that's how I accomplished doing all that, and I continue to do that. And I fail all the time. My discipline used to be ridiculous. It's not anymore, and I struggle with it. And it's something I try to work on. Like I said, sometimes in my life, it's either the balance is the difficult part. It's 100% work, or it's 0% everything else. And it used to be 100% fitness, and now it's 0. So it goes back and forth, ebbs and flows. Somebody else mentioned that. So yeah, that's my answer.
Not an addict. I just ate them.
Oh, okay.
All right.
You were recreational. I was habitual.
Thank you, audience, for your questions here. All right. Now, this is our last round, which is final reflections. And you guys will answer the same question, 1 to 2 minutes per response. I'll go ahead and put it on the clock. We'll start right here. What is one thing you want anyone struggling right now to remember?
That you are not alone, and how you feel is not unique to you. And that if you reach out and ask for help, there are plenty of people who are going to be there and surprise you, because I know you get in the space of thinking that no one wants to help. I'm a burden. Nobody's going to, understand. And that is just not true. We tell ourselves a lot of lies in our heads, and it's our job to not believe them, and to reach out, because build yourself a community and ask. You have to ask. So, yeah.
Yeah. Holding yourself accountable, but having people that also check in and hold you accountable too.
Yeah.
I think that's, as I stepped out of networking because the business was so overwhelming and life was so overwhelming, I lost a lot of that accountability that I miss. And that was really integral to my business. It's not for me, I promise.
Let's hope not.
Okay. You are not special. And if you understand what I mean by that, there's nothing wrong with you that makes you special, that you're not able to do something somebody else can do. You are not special. None of us are special. We're all humans. We're all the same. So there's nothing special about you. You're just another person that can do anything anybody else can do.
I'm depressed.
I'm just kidding. Sorry. You're just not special. I'm not special either. Nobody is. I'm sorry. I'll tell her. You want me to call her? I'll break the news to her.
Because if we're all special, nobody's special.
Thank you.
Because you're
Yes.
special.
Yeah. But seriously though, man. Yeah, that's it, man.
Can you read the question again?
No, I forget to.
What's one thing you want anyone struggling right now to remember?
If you keep fucking going, you're going to make it on the other side of it.
Yes.
I didn't hear you, baby, and I think I need to, because I'm so distracted right now.
I did too.
If you keep going, you're going to make it the fuck out of it.
She's like, yes.
I would say that we all go through ups and downs, and whether it's business or personal. And right now, this day, this time, this moment, we all are successful because we are here 100%. We have to keep going. We are 100% successful to getting over everything that you've done and everything that you have encountered. So, okay, we're 100% successful. Just keep going, like Abby said.
Love it. Cool.
Very nice. All right. What we've heard tonight wasn't performance. It was process. Healing the hustle means showing up for yourself even when you don't feel ready. To our panelists, thank you for your courage. To our audience, thank you for listening. And to anyone still fighting silently, you are not alone. Your story matters, and you have permission to rest, recover, and rise. And that concludes our panel. Very nice. And now we have networking time.
Here, I don't want to drop this.
Thank you.
Shout out to our sponsor, Honey.
Yep, Honey on Duty, our sponsor. What'd you guys think?
Great. You guys are awesome.
Yeah?
Enjoy the conversation.
Oh.
Get up so fast it's after.
Need those sheets for the next round.
I was like, what's happening?
Give my stuff back. Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in that are watching this right now. We had a great night, and you can watch it right now on YouTube. So have a great night, everybody.